to After the Show with Larry and Gavin. The show tonight is about Babes in Toyland, the finale of the 50th season of the Greenbrier Valley Theater. Babes in Toyland has been around since 1903 when it's an operetta. And it's gone through all kinds of changes and different movies, but the best version so far was put together right here at the Greenbrier Valley Theater by Kathy Sawyer and Kermit Metzger.
And I'm lucky to be in this play. Today we're going to be joined by two members of the play, Jacob Thompson and Kenny Wayne Marshall.
Toyland! Nice to see you.
Great.
We've met.
So it's Babes in Toyland, 3 characters. Why don't you just give us the highlights with respect to your character? What's it about?
But the great part about these characters is we all know these nursery rhymes, but there's not a lot that you were told about Jack or Jill or Miss Muffet, so you can bring whatever you want to those characters. Jack's kind of the bad boy of Fairyland. Miss Muffet is our guiding matriarch almost, who's raised us all. My character when the play started is missing, and a lot of the action takes place looking for Jack and Jill because they've been lost at sea.
Yeah, Miss Muffet is kind of the matriarch in a sense. I'm the maid of the Widow Piper, and I kind of gather everyone up together in the search for Jack and Jill.
This Muffet character has some problem with spiders, is that right?
Yes, she's arachnophobic.
Where did you draw on that as a character, Kenny?
Well, I am actually an arachnophobe myself. I get to conquer my fears every night right here at GVT.
And the comedy.
Yes, the comedy. You have to have comedy. You can really be big and brilliant and make all these grand comedic choices, but they fall flat if you're not connected to the character and if you don't stay grounded. All good comedy is grounded. And so is Miss Muffet. She comes from a grounded place.
Yeah.
No matter how outrageous she becomes at times. And Boy Blue is amazing. Fist bump.
But this is quite a promotion. You're a principal now. Before
Right.
you were ensemble, and now you're one of the leads.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You're in almost every scene.
you are.
Yeah, and you're one brave guy as far as I can tell.
Yeah, Boy Blue is kind of brave. He's like sort of brave, but not. And he's sort of scared, but not.
You know what we call that? We call that courage. When you're scared, but you go ahead anyway.
Yep.
Yeah.
When rehearsal started for this production right here, and you had your read through at the very first rehearsal and stuff, I guess it was sort of like a reunion or something, huh?
I wasn't here. I was still finishing a project in Florida that ended the day before this started, doing Drowsy Chaperone out there. But when we walked in, it was like all stars is how it felt. And this is my 7th show with GVT, and it's kind of like they've collected different people from different seasons. I did Jesus Christ Superstar with Melissa, who I play opposite in the show, and I did this show with this guy 3 years ago.
This is my 4th show. Because, in the past, you and I, Man of La Mancha, Chicago, Babes in Toyland, and now Babes in Toyland again. So, yeah, it was really like a reunion.
I saw a lot of new things going on in this production.
Well, one of the differences is we have a new director, Courtney Sussman, because last time this was directed by the brilliant Kathy Sawyer. So, there were really magical, amazing things the first time, 3 years ago, and there are really new, magical, amazing things this time.
One of the things Courtney Sussman really brings to it is she's the head of education here at the theater, and I don't think I've ever seen anybody quite as good with kids. She really knows how to both criticize and compliment simultaneously to bring the best out of the kids and make them want to do the best job possible. There are even more young people in this show than last time.
I think that really speaks to the education program here and just how outstanding it really is.
You've got good kids here.
There's a lot of heart in everything that GVT does. I think that's why I keep coming back.
Oh, Gavin, what did you notice this year that you thought was particularly good that you hadn't noticed before?
Well, the thing that I liked most was the stage, how they changed it a lot.
We have some new scenic elements this time, and that's one of the cool things about theater and makes it so different than movies or television. That even when you're doing the exact same show with a lot of the exact same people, it's never the same thing. It's that moment between you and the audience that can never be repeated. That's one of the great things about doing holiday shows. It's a time of the year when everybody feels something similar, and people of different faiths and of different places all have a really warm feeling at that time of the year. I always say it's the best time of year to be a singer, not only because there's a lot of jobs for us, but it's a time that people want to hear songs. It's a time that people want to hear stories told, and that's what theater is we're all coming together for a moment in a darkened room to tell a story. And Christmas time is about telling stories and about singing songs, and about laughing together and thinking about family and community. And that's what this show's really about. Whether you're in Fairyland or you're in Toyland, it's a community and how this community comes together to solve this problem.
So thank you very much for coming.
You bet. Thank you for having us.
Gavin and I have really enjoyed after the show with Larry and Gavin for the 50th season of the Greenbrier Valley Theater.
And make sure you watch Babes in Toyland. It's running through December 1st through December 16th. And make sure that you have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And thank you for watching After the Show with Larry and Gavin. So Gavin, how was it like being in the show? Well, Gavin, I like being in this show because I was in it 3 years ago, and this time I'm Bloy Blue, and I'm gonna blow my horn. Why should people go see you in Babes in Toyland? Well, Gavin, I like to be in it because it makes me feel like I'm a part of Toyland, and everyone should be part in Toyland too. That sounds great. I heard you were the best characters on stage. Oh, stop!